Hello everyone, welcome to ASR, African Stories Realized. Today I want to expand on my theory that Sambulo is still alive. I'm going to explore how he could have possibly fooled us all and faked his death. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. Now last week started off with Sambulo consulting with his healer, who warned him that someone in the family would betray him. Sambulo did not immediately dismiss this claim, so this is what I think happened. After Sambulo was warned by his healer, I think they colluded and put on an act which began with the healer leaving his hut twice and going to Sambulo's office to broadcast this warning. They did not even bother to close the door when discussing this matter on both occasions, leaving the door open for the Jajola brothers to eavesdrop on their conversation. Now there are some things Sambulo couldn't control leading up to his supposed death, because I think the main reason of this act was to draw out the traitor, who turned out to be Mandisa. When Ngobe calls to warn Sambulo that the police are on the way, he didn't seem too surprised and in fact looked relieved that Ngobe wasn't involved. I'm not certain if the brothers also colluded after Ngobe found Mandisa in Sambulo's office. It's unlikely, but also a possibility. Now at this point, we need to remember the words that Sambulo said to Mkoki last week, which were he needs to be ready to protect the family when he's gone. I strongly believe that this was a hint that Sambulo was planning to fake his death or disappear. Now back to when Sambulo and Ngobe escaped from the police into the clutches of the Jajola brothers. Sambulo makes a run for it when he hears the Jajola brothers say they need them alive. He can't control getting shot, but I don't think it's a coincidence that he had a getaway taxi waiting for him. At this point, I believe that Sambulo was either able to escape from the taxi before it crashed and burned, or the taxi which crashed and burned was a decoy, while the real one Sambulo was in got away. And like I said last week, it's a golden rule in filmmaking that if you don't see a main character die, then the door is open for them to still be alive. Which is why I think they dropped these little hints to be highlighted when it's revealed later that Sambulo is still alive. This leads us to the final scene from last week, which left us on a cliffhanger. We heard a gunshot go off just as the screen was fading black. But you can relax. I don't think it's Nkosana who got shot. I think it's Mkoki who's come to the rescue and is firing at the Jajola brothers and their men. Maybe even Mkoki and Sambulo, but I think they'll wait a bit before revealing that Sambulo's still alive. A third potential outcome is that Sambulo was in the taxi that crashed but somehow survived, but it's unlikely they'll take that route. Now let's talk about the future of the Jajola brothers. I don't think there's any coming back from this. I don't think they're gonna get killed off just yet, but I'm certain they'll end up in jail for making a public spectacle of last week's illegal activities. The police will not be able to ignore this. Also, it leaves the door open for the Jajola brothers to operate against the Zulu brothers from behind bars, or for them to pop up when we least expect them in later seasons. Maybe the show might take the route of killing off one of the brothers, most probably the older one. So it's interesting to see how that might unfold. Also, as great antagonists as the Jajola brothers are, I think we do need a little break from them and have some new villains introduced into the show. Like I said, if they end up in jail, it leaves the door open for them to return later or to operate from behind bars using minions. Or maybe one of them has a son who will now challenge the Zulu brothers. I think if the show took that route, that would be interesting. I just wanted to jump on here today and expand on the theory that Sambulo might still be alive. So comment down below if you think it's possible Sambulo faked his death or survived the crash. I'll be back on Thursday with another review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is ASR, for the love of African filmmaking and storytelling.